What is going on, Coach Launch crew? Hope you're all doing well. It's a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Wednesdays are one of my favorite days. They just are. Wednesday nights, I'm connecting with clients. I love that. Absolutely love it. Shelly, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Cindy, how are you? Welcome. Just wanted to hop on ye old live and talk about when people just don't get it. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I'm going to share this with you. I saw this twice yesterday. Saw this 2 times yesterday. What's going on, Jan? Good to see you. We're talking soon. I was going on line, looking on Facebook. I was running around in some groups. 2 times this happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened and the mistakes people made. And it's just like, man, some people they don't get it. Let me take care of some of that glare. There we go. Good to have you with us. So someone said, hey, in a group said, hey, I have a friend who needs help with, and I'm not going to say it in case maybe you saw it, but a very specific problem, and said, do I know any coaches that could help with this very specific problem? And someone else piped in, hey, Mark, how you doing? Somebody else chimed in and said, yeah, so-and-so does a really good job, is a great coach. And so the person said, thanks. And then that coach shows up. Okay, so let me start with you again. Someone in a group said, hey, I've got a friend who's dealing with this problem. It was a very specific problem in the health and wellness industry, but a very specific problem. And said, does anybody know a great coach? People are out there, first of all, asking for help from coaches, just so you know. So somebody chimed in and said, yes, this specific, let's just call them Johnny. Johnny helps people with what you're talking about. You should talk to him. And they even tagged him. So this person come back and said, Johnny, I would love to talk to you about this. What does Johnny do? Johnny shows up and says, great, go to my Facebook page. Check me out. And literally that was it. That was what they said. Go to my business Facebook page and check me out. Do you know how backwards this is? This happened twice. Exact same thing, except for the second time it wasn't in a group. It was just it was on someone's profile saying, hey, I have a friend who's dealing with this. Let's just call it divorce. It wasn't. Does anybody know a good divorce coach? And somebody else said, yeah, so-and-so is great. That person showed up and said, hey, check out my business page. This is the opposite of having conversations. This is the most unnatural thing you could ever do. I know why people do it. People do it because they feel like, I want to show you that I'm a real business. Go see my business page. But it's ridiculous. It would be like if you're out at a bar, or if you don't go to bars, if you're at a coffee shop, whatever, and you're single, and you find somebody attractive, and you think they're funny, and they come up to you, and they say, hey, I'd be interested in spending some time with you. And you said, great, go to my Facebook page. Like, why wouldn't you just have a conversation with that person right then? Don't do this thing where you put all these hoops in front of the people who want to work with you and make them jump through all those hoops, especially if you're a new coach. If you're a new coach, you just need to get in a conversation. What was the right thing to do? The right thing to do in both of those cases, in my opinion, the best thing to do that serves a person best is to friend them immediately and shoot them a message. You can even say, great, I'll shoot you a message. Or great, hey, shoot me a message. Don't send them to a business page where they can completely disconnect from you. And then they see your business, your digital storefront. It just makes no sense, right? This is natural enrollment method 101. If you can have the conversation, right? Yeah, Mark, missed opportunity for all involved. Cindy, yeah, contact them immediately. And then even that's a natural conversation. You probably want to ask them a question. You might want to ask them a few questions before you actually get on the phone with them, but it's way better than saying, hey, nice to talk with you now, go away. You know? Just like if you were at a bar and someone attractive that you wanted to talk to came up to you and said, hey, I'd love to connect with you, and you said, go to my Facebook page. No, start having that conversation right there. What's your name? It would be a great place to start. Where are you from? You know, whatever. So yeah, don't make that mistake. I feel like that should be totally obvious, but it's not. It's not totally obvious to people. The same thing would be if someone says, hey, I really would love to talk to you about your coaching business and if I should be hiring you and working with you. And you say, great, here's my scheduler. Schedule a call. Or, hey, go check out my website and let me know what you think. No, just say, hey, I'm looking at my calendar right now. I've got a couple of times available. One tomorrow, one on Saturday. Any of those times work for you? Yeah, great. Put them in. Then you can go put them into your scheduler, Acuity, Schedule Once, Calendly, whatever you use, so that they get the email reminder. That's great. And if you want them to fill out an application, if that's part of your process, that's fine too. Say, here's a link to some questions. I want you to answer these questions because it's going to help us make the most of our time together and really hit the ground running when we're on the phone. That's great too, but don't push people away just so they can see your stuff. Jacob Olkis just gave us a like. I believe that's who that was. You can always tell when his face pops in. That's a sign of a great profile pic, by the way, when you can always tell by the like button going up who did it. How we doing, folks? Jasmine, great to see you. I don't know if you're still in here or not, but it is great to see you. Paul, book them ASAP. Don't lose the mojo and momentum. Keep them in the vibration. I like the way you think, Paul. I do. We need to just jam, Paul, sometime. Artie Leary is in the house. Artie is a machine. He is one caring machine. All right. I've got a couple minutes. Any questions at all? Anything we want to talk about? Tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to do a training on money mindset issues, your relationship with money. We're going to be digging deep and uncovering the roots of your money tree. What are the beliefs that you have revolving around money, and how do we change them? All right. Anybody have anything they want to jam on before I roll out? Other than the abysmal start for the Red Sox this year. That is it. What if someone approaches you and says, hey, you are a coach. Let me tell you about a situation I have. You see that the subject will take more than one informal session. I don't do informal sessions with people to solve their problems for free. I'm not sure if that's the question you're asking, Humberto, or is it Humberto? I'm not sure if that's the question you're asking, but I don't usually do that. Now, that's, you know, some people I will hop on, very few people I'll hop on a call and say, hey, let's jam at me. That's not true, actually. Long term, if there's somebody I can help, they need to be a client, okay? If it's a quick one-off, I want to know what the real problem is. Usually, Humberto, if something can't be solved in one session, which most stuff can't be, then they need to become a client. They need to do the deep work. They need to be invested in themselves. They need to be committed to doing that. Sounds like you get that for sure. But yeah, it's got to be more than one session, which is why when we do a discovery call or a strategy session, enrollment call, sales call, whatever you call it, we're not there to coach them through their problem. We're there to help pull back the curtain of fear and doubt and anxiety so that they can make a decision to move forward from a place of empowerment. That's what we usually coach on. I would say this, Humberto, I would just say it depends. I might be able to help you. Let's hop on the phone. I'll ask you some questions. And if I can help you long term, I'll let you know. And then I get on the call. I walk through the questions that I always use for those enrollment sessions. And I find out what the real problem is. I try to dig down with those questions of what the real problem is. I try to find out if they're committed to getting that problem resolved, because if they aren't, there's no sense in working together. And if I can help them, I say, I can definitely help you with this. Would you like to know what it is I do with clients? And if they say, nah, I was looking for free help, I was just hoping you could help me, then I say, yeah, that's the problem you're talking about doesn't get solved in an hour. It doesn't get solved in 10 minutes. There's a lot of work to do around that. If that's something you're open to working through, I'm happy to talk about it. Goddess says, because they were involved in a conversation in a group without knowing you were a coach and asked for advice. I'd do the same thing. I'd ask a bunch of questions to find out what the real problem is, what's really going on. Usually when someone's asking for advice, they're asking for advice for a problem they have on the surface level, and those problems keep recurring over and over in their life because there's a deeper issue. I want to get to the deeper issue, and if I can help them, I'm going to tell them I can help them, and then they're going to have to make an investment in themselves. That's my experience, right? You're welcome, Humberto. Am I pronouncing it right? Does that make sense? Got the Beatles stuck in my head today for some reason. Those are two really good questions. Two really good questions. Anybody else? Awesome. This is a story about Billy Joe and Bobby Sue. Any Steve Miller Band friends or fans in here? Steve Miller Band fans. That's what I was trying to say. You're welcome, Jada. All right. Nothing? Anything anybody wants to say? We're going to roll. We're going to close it out in 5. I'm not really going to do a countdown. Awesome, Cindy. Stuck in my head for some reason. That and the Beatles today. Sergio, what's going on, my brother from another mother? How is the other side of the planet? Hope it's good. Got some really cool things coming out, folks. Some more free training for sure. I'll be sharing that into the group. Condensed and edited the how to pick your niche training video. So that will be, I'll be sharing that again. In here for you tomorrow, Deep Money Mindset, your story with money, and how can you fix it? 1, we got to get aware. What is our story? Where did it come from? How do we feel about it? And then 2, what are the deep roots below, and how do we change those roots? Swapping out roots. Steve English in the house. Looking trim and fit, Steve. Just saying. All right. Get out there, have conversations with people, help people. If you aren't having conversations with people and they aren't enrolling with you, we need to fix that, because we want to change the world one person at a time through one coach at a time. This is the best group ever. You're the best group of people, and you're great coaches. So get out there and have the confidence to say, I can help you. Peace.